He knows what time it is.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna go travel fast.
How much is it they're gonna take?
I'd like to call this meeting to order. We could all stand and salute the flag, please.
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Here.
Councilmember Dill.
Here.
Councilmember Garrity.
Here.
Councilmember Johnston.
Here.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Here.
Councilmember Owen.
Here.
Council President Habercorn.
Present. Also present is Mayor Tapp, Administrator Frost, City Clerk Keith, City Solicitor Smith, and City Engineer Snyder. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. The agenda for this meeting is posted in City Hall and on the city's website, summerspointgov.org. Pursuant to City Code A-266-8P, and to afford everyone an opportunity to address the governing body, the public may speak only one time and not to exceed 3 minutes. I do have to make an announcement. We are going to be pulling ordinance number 11 and resolutions 108 and 110. Ordinance number 11 deals with 90 Broadway,
Video, just audio.
and we will be pulling those. And the reason for pulling them is we do not have a completed future meeting, because we don't want to have this happen again where we're pulling things at the last minute. So we are going to make that and enforce that rule going forward. Communication. Does anyone have any communications they'd like to share? Not hearing any communications. Mayor Tapp, would you like to give your...
Sure, just a couple things. Saturday is our Easter egg hunt. It's going to be held at County Park. Bring your youngsters in, ages young to 10, but get there by 9:45. On Sunday, Fire Company number 2 is going to have their breakfast with the Easter Bunny. So, and that'll be from 8 to 12, and we have some guest chefs, which I think is most of council up here. We'll go there and we'll be doing the cooking to help out Fire Company number 2. And then lastly, what I have is I want to give a big thank you to John Helbig and the Green Team, Jim Doherty, and all Public Works. You know, they helped run our annual citywide cleanup. We had about 50 volunteers. And with that, I also want to thank the Mainland National Honor Society, VFW Post 2189, Green Thumb Garden Club, Shore Medical Center, the Moms Group, as well as the boating community. They came out and they picked up trash in all areas of the town, and we do appreciate that. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Mayor Tapp. Mr. Frost?
Nothing to report this evening, thank you.
I do have a question for you on the shared service agreement with the Ocean City for the courts. How are we making out there?
Yeah, that agreement's been signed and returned. It's just a matter of what the start date's gonna be with Ocean City.
Okay, thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Mr. Smith, your presentation here, please,
Yes, sir.
if you have anything.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Thank you.
We have 2 ordinances that are on for second reading today, ordinance 9 of 2025 and ordinance 10 of 2025. And we also have a resolution 106 that goes along with those 2 ordinances. As you know, there's been discussion about the boat ramp and the fees to be charged and the manner in which we were going to collect fees, if at all. And I was asked to put a resolution on, but before we get hit the resolution, relative to the fees, I needed to go back over and amend the current ordinances which we have for Kennedy Park Boat Ramp, which is in chapter 199. That's 199-7 and 199-8. We only had Kennedy Park's boat ramp instead of, well, we're already required to have permits that were being purchased from the city. We never changed that prior ordinance, and all we're doing is just amending that ordinance and carrying it forward and including the Route 52 bridge boat ramp. Ordinance number 10 was a pre-existing, dealing with the pre-existing ordinance. It's Chapter 250, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, General Provisions, Section 250-43.1, dealt with parking of boats on the streets of Summers Point. You were allowed to park a boat if it and its trailer did not exceed 22 feet for 2 nights consecutively. If the boat trailer exceeded 22 feet, boat trailer exceeded 22 feet, this is separate than the vehicle, they could not park on our roadways. We did not have an ordinance that even dealt with any other type of trailers. We had an issue last year dealing with a tractor trailer that someone had parked just the trailer into a residential neighborhood, and I spoke to Don Dunleavy about it, and he was recommending that we ultimately change that, to protect the integrity of the residential neighborhoods in town. So I included that in here. So now what we have is an ordinance that deals with any type of trailers. If they're bigger than 22 feet, they need a permit. They can't park on the street for more than 2 nights. If they park on certain streets, such as Broadway, Bay Avenue, and I think it's the 4 streets going from Gall heading north, they need to have a permit, which is the permit system that we'll be using and recognizing in the resolution 106. That resolution is doing away with the gate system, going with the permit system. We're going to be annual permits. Veterans and Summers Point residents are $75 for an annual permit. Non-residents are $150 for an annual permit. This ordinance, this resolution recognizes the use of commercial operations of our boat ramps, and for a fee of $500, a commercial entity can get up to 4 permits to put on their trailers, and that is make sure that the commercial operation entities are paying their fair share for the use of our boat ramps. That's what I have to report.
Thank you, sir.
See how it goes with council.
Appreciate that. Mr. Snyder?
Just 2 things to report. Ballard Drive construction continues. We've been delayed a little bit by the weather with concrete work. Hasn't rained all winter, and then as soon as we start work, it rains every other day. But New Jersey Avenue, there's some changes the state requested prior to bidding. That's been submitted. As soon as we get the okay, that'll go out to bid. Hoping to award that by the first week in May, or the first meeting in May, if everything goes as scheduled. That's it.
Thank you. Any committee reports?
Council President, Planning Board, especially for the people that are in the audience tonight, there was, on the agenda for next Wednesday's Planning Board meeting was 90 Broadway. That has been pulled and will not be heard because the action is being taken by council tonight. And the only other thing I have is, if you're going by Route 9 and Groveland Avenue, you'll see that the Walgreens is being torn down for the Audi, and that's at Groveland and Route 9. And that's all I have.
Mr. Dill. Mr. McGuigan?
I just would like to piggyback off the mayor's report there with regards to the cleanup on Saturday and just provide the metrics of that. 64 bags of trash was picked up. That's 1,280 pounds. 29 bags of recycling for 290 pounds was picked up. And then other various tires, signs, and wood that wouldn't fit in a bag, you get 300 pounds of that. So a total of 1,870 pounds of trash was removed from our beautiful streets and other areas in the city. And again, like the mayor said, thank you to the Green Team, Mr. Helbig, and all those members. And we had a very strong turnout this year, obviously by what's been taken off the streets and saved from going into our beautiful bay. Thank you. And please stop throwing your cigarettes out the window.
Does anybody else have any committee reports?
Council President,
Yes, sir, Mr. Owen.
just read you an announcement. Arts Commission, registration is now open for the Summers Point Arts Commission website for the Lawrence Poetry Workshop on Thursday, April 17th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Registration is also open for Intro to Calligraphy, the Art of Beautiful Writing, scheduled for the first 3 Saturdays of May, starting at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Both workshops will be located at Summers Point Senior Citizen/Community Center, 22 North Ambler Road. The Arts Commission will be at Bay Fest, April 26th, doing a live painting demo. Stop by their tables, say hello, and pick up a free giveaway for the kids. For more information all about the upcoming events, you can follow the Summers Point Arts Commission on Facebook and Instagram. On a positive note, too, with recreation, we have some new playground equipment down at the beach as well as the Kennedy Park, so it's good for the kids, good for Summers Point.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. Any other committee reports? Not hearing any, we'll move on from committee reports to approval of the minutes. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the March 27th meeting?
So moved.
Second? Second. Anybody have any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. The above-mentioned meeting minutes are approved. Tonight, we have 4 ordinances that are second readings. In each one, there'll be a public comment period after each one. So, Madam Clerk, do you want to start with the ordinances, please?
Ordinance number 7 of 2025, bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the city of Summers Point in the county of Atlantic, New Jersey, appropriating $3,479,455 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,305,455 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion to open for public comment?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we are now open for public comment on ordinance number 7. Not seeing anyone, can I have a motion?
Look again.
I'm sorry, Bill, I didn't see you get up.
Stand up.
Bill Collins, 814 Bay Avenue. Just a question for you. We're spending almost $3.5 million. Can someone go through what you're spending it on, please? That it?
That's it.
Okay.
It's everything there.
Yeah, at least ordinance number 8 spells it out, so thank you very much.
I don't want to jump the gun, but I don't see anyone else with a comment. Does,
Move we close public portion.
thank you, may I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we now close for public comment. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 7?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, ordinance number 7 is adopted. We'll move on to ordinance, we'll move on to ordinance number 8, please.
Ordinance number 8 of 2025, bond ordinance providing for various sewer utility capital improvements in and by the city of Summers Point in the county of Atlantic, New Jersey, appropriating $1,605,600 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,605,600 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion to open for public comment on ordinance number 8, please?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we are now open for public comment on ordinance number 8.
Motion to close the public portion on ordinance 8.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we are now closed for public comment on ordinance number 8. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 8?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Ordinance number 8 is adopted. Ordinance number 9.
Ordinance number 9 of 2025, an ordinance amending Article 2 Kennedy Park Boat Ramp of Chapter 199 Parks and Recreation Facilities and its sections 199-7 watercraft launching fees and 199-8 permits.
May I have a motion to open for public comment on ordinance number 9, please?
Council President, at the advice of council, although I respectfully disagree, I will be recusing myself from voting on this ordinance.
Okay.
I do want to say, if I could give my opinion, this ordinance does not solve the problem. The sticker idea, that's great, but you're going to buy it at City Hall Monday through Friday, however long we're open. What happens to the fisherman that comes down on Saturday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and doesn't have a sticker for his trailer?
We are looking into
So-
things to deal with that.
Park Mobile would be the solution for that. Doesn't cost us anything.
Thank you for your comments.
Just say we can always,
Change.
we can always change
Well,
things.
why, if it doesn't fix it, why even do it? I mean, it doesn't make sense to do something that doesn't fix it. so.
Okay, can I?
Just my opinion.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to open for public comment on ordinance number 9, please?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we are now open for public comment on ordinance number 9. Ms. Pearson?
Pearson, 587 Marks Road. On ordinance number 9, can you please explain it? Please, in plain English to the people in the audience, myself, we can't hear one word, we don't understand what's in it, and before you vote on it, we'd like a full explanation. Somebody, please.
Mr. Smith.
Repeat what I
Okay, Mr. Smith, please.
It amends the prior ordinance in effect.
If you don't talk to the audience, they can't hear you. We can't hear you. You talk, but you talk here.
No, what your problem is, but please don't yell at me.
Okay.
Please, that's so
I won't,
discouraging.
yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's so discouraging.
Please talk to the audience part. I apologize.
And that's the way it's
I
handled.
apologize.
Okay, thank you. It amends the prior ordinance. Prior ordinance talks about watercraft launching fees, fee schedule limited to the calendar year of May 15 through September 15. We did away with that. Launching fees of boats or other watercraft in Kennedy Park, we added Route 52 Park. Permits. Permits for watercraft launching fee during the seasonal period above, changed now. Shall be required, shall be purchased from the city at such times and under such conditions as may hereinafter be established by resolution of the city council. That was changed to include the Route 52 bridge,
Okay?
okay? So that's the changes there.
Can you explain that, though? What are the fees and, you know, what,
Well, I'm gonna get to it.
all right,
Okay? That's the next ordinance.
okay.
Should we stay to ordinance number 9, please, and then we'll move?
All right.
See, you can come back.
You have a full explanation on this. Did I get one?
We're giving it to you as you deal with the ordinances. That's how
Ha-
it's usually.
Are you going to vote on both after we hear both?
We vote on one, which is ordinance 9.
All right, well, let's,
All ordinance 9 is really doing is getting rid of a limited time period, and it's including other boat ramp.
So boat ramp on 52 was not in the ordinance, even though we had a boat ramp there. So we've now added 52 to the ordinance. We used to have a season that, depending upon where you read on different information in the city could range anywhere from May through October. What we did is we just made it annual. It'll start on a date and end on a date. So there'll be a year. It won't be, so all year, when you buy a decal or permit for the boat ramps, that'll last for a 12-month period of time. Okay. That is what we're covering in the most succinct language I can, Mr. Smith. If I missed something, please let me know.
That's all that ordinance deals with.
Okay.
We will get to the fees later on, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying it, and thank you for talking out.
Yeah, Bill Collins, 814 Bay. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for clarifying that. I did have some questions, and they do revolve around both ordinance 9 and 10, but I'll just limit it to 9 at this point. On the third section, it says permits for boats and other watercraft launching from the aforesaid city boat ramp shall be required. So in addition to permits for trailers, which is in the next ordinance, are we now requiring a permit or sticker for watercraft?
No, that'll be in number 10, and that is for the trailer, so that when we look to enforce the rule of.
For the trailer, but this says for boats and other watercraft launching.
Yes, they would be launching.
No, I'm saying, but there's a permit
And the permit will go on the trail.
on the trailer, but not on the watercraft.
Correct.
Correct. We don't have the right to place permits on watercraft. That's the state that does that.
Okay. And again, the other thing too, and I think was just brought up earlier, but what do we do for that person that comes down, just wants to lodge for one day, in and out?
The fee will be on an annual basis. That's the only fee there will be. We are looking at different methods of being able to have somebody that wants to come down, that didn't contact us either through, they'd be able to contact us through phone or email, where we could get them a permit. But it is only going to be one permit, and it's going to be on an annual basis, regardless if you come down for 1 day or 362 days.
I don't know if that's, the other thing I think good about this, the ordinance you wrote in, continue throughout the calendar year, which is a plus, and you can amend the annual use fee schedule.
Yes, that is what we wanted to build some flexibility into it, so that's how we did it.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome. May I have a motion to close public comment on this ordinance, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. This ordinance is adopted. One, please.
Ordinance number 10 of 2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 250, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, General Provisions, Section 250-43.1, Parking of Boats and Boat Trailers.
May I have a motion to open for public comment?
So moved.
Council President, I will also be recusing myself from this
Okay,
vote.
thank you.
I'll second.
Do we have a second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We are now open for public comment on ordinance number 10.
Okay, with respect, Patricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road. Please talk to the audience and so we can hear everything. I say that with respect, sincerely. Okay, now on ordinance number 10, can you please explain it?
Mr. Smith?
Yes. Prior ordinance is limited to no boat or trailer of combined length exceeding 22 feet in length shall be permitted to be parked upon any street, alley, or right-of-way at any time within the city of Summers Point. This ordinance changes that and includes any other type of trailer, just no boat trailer, clarifies that so that we don't have a problem where you have perhaps a landscaper parking a trailer and just leaving it there that exceeds 22 feet. That's the first thing this ordinance does. The next thing this ordinance does talks about trailers or boats and trailers, again, combined 22 feet or less in length, may be parked on any street, alley, or public right of way, provided it does not remain there for overnight for 2 consecutive months. That stays the same.
2 nights.
Except we added the trailer again.
Right.
Clarifying boat trailer, any other type of trailer.
Okay.
The operator of possession at sub C of the old ordinance stays the same, just says owner is responsible, notwithstanding who may have parked it there. In the new C, that's part and parcel of the old ordinance. The new section is D, no boat trailer, regardless of size and whether or not hooked up to a motor vehicle, shall be parked in any lot or other property owned or maintained by the city of Summers Point or on any of the following streets without an attached sticker evidencing payment for a permit. This goes to Mr. Collins' question, as required in sections 199-7 and 199-8 of Article 2 of Chapter 199 of the City Code. And then we list the streets: Broadway,
Right.
Kennedy Park, Bay Avenue, the Route 52 Bridge ramp, George Street, Annie Avenue, and Summers Avenue also included. And I included all Bay Avenue because you get someone going to dump their boat in, and they're going to drive down past Annie and find a place to park somewhere on Bay Avenue, and we're just keeping them off of Bay Avenue. So, that's what we did.
All right. If I come down from Runnymede with my boat and it's 20, before that, what is a year? If I buy a boat today, what is the year of the,
2025, calendar year.
so you pay the 150 or whatever, it doesn't matter if you buy it the last day of the year?
It's $1.50.
Okay, got that. All right, now, if say I come down from Runnymede with my trailer, 22-foot trailer, and I have my sticker, and I stay 2 nights in Summers Point, is there anywhere I can't park?
I didn't know you lived in Runnymede. 22 feet or less may be parked upon any street, alley, public or right of way, provided it does not remain there overnight for 2 consecutive evenings, and it's got to be attached to a vehicle. See, is that correct? Now, whether or not hooked up to a vehicle.
So it could be parked by its,
People park on Broadway all the time. They'll leave a trailer.
they unhitch.
They go down and they go stay at one of the hotels, they use the crab trap, and they leave their trailer with a boat. It's less than 22 feet in length, and that's okay. That continues the same.
Okay, so do you consider this ordinance friendly to fishermen and good for tourists in this area?
That's not my job to consider that.
Well, it's council.
You can talk to council, I don't sit up there.
Well, can somebody answer that?
I mean, I feel it's fair. It's, you know, it's fair to all of our residents, it's fair to anyone that comes down here, in my opinion.
Okay. Did you get a group of fishermen together and ask them what their needs were? What, did you do any research to put this ordinance together, or did you just pull it together?
I looked at other places around that had ordinances, and that's how I put it together. I did not get a consortium of people together to ask.
Okay. Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. Yes, you may.
A little nervous, but I'm going to try. My name is Melody Lapatina. I have lived in Summers Point for 28 years. I was born here, originally from LBI. I live on Pennsylvania Avenue, across the street from the Custard Hut. I've worked in the casinos for 41 years. I have a 21-foot walk-around boat. I dock my boat at Grace Marina, and I've docked at other places on Bay Avenue. Your ordinance that I have that was submitted to me by Orville Mathis, because I was confused about what the orders and the ordinances were, he gave it to me. The one ordinance was from 1996. The other ordinance was redone as of 1997. So, if I pay to go to Grace, whatever, if I want to work on my boat, I want to wax it, I want to wash it, I'm not allowed to keep it there 2 days. If I keep it hooked up to my car, I might not be questioned about it. If I have a neighbor complain because they don't like me because I fought against a motel being by my house, then I get sent things to my house. I lived here for 28 years. I'm a fishing woman. I love it here in Summers Point. But I feel it's unfair that I'm not allowed to park my boat in front of my house, hitch up to my boat, which I'm going to do on Sunday, and pray to God that I don't get a thing sent to me because I need to wash and wax my boat. I am one person. I will try to do it. When I worked, I only had 1 or 2 days to do it. I will have a week to do it, but I feel, if you would understand, if you're a boater, to do a boat in 2 days, you have to do the motor to get it ready, which is only painting. I'm not going to paint my boat out front. I used to. I'm too old for that. I have to pay. But to wash my boat and everything, you have to fight the element of all the stuff that's coming down with all the trees blooming and stuff. So now I have 4 days of rain, and I'm going to hope that I get it I'm not going to be able possibly to get it done in 2 days. So I can understand what you're saying about Bay Avenue. I go past it all the time. But you guys got to consider this ordinance is so old that we are all boaters that live here in Summers Point and we enjoy it. But where am I to take my boat to wash and wax it if I can't do it in front of my house for at least a week? Now that I'm not working, I can do it in a week.
My suggestion would be to call the chief of police, tell him what you're doing, if you have a problem there.
Well, I've already spoke to the guys. Can I just reiterate? Sure. Through the years, I had spoke to different people that were in charge and say, listen, I'm going to be out front doing my boat. I might need a week. I've called another time saying, but it's so bad outside, I just need a few more days. It's never been a problem. What concerns me now, as you guys are all looking at this ordinance, so now you're stipulating it's 2 days. If my neighbor that doesn't like me, that didn't want to put a motel, finds out I can only be there for 2 days, he may call up and give me a hard time. Now, what can the police do for me if it's an ordinance?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to write a ticket if you call.
So you're telling me to call the chief of police?
The ordinance has been in effect since 96 and 97. That 22-foot requirement has never changed.
Yeah, but I've been told, I've been already told 3 different times throughout the years to move my boat, with a picture and everything, the threat of a $500 or $200 fine. That's in this paperwork. But to say, well, I might know this guy, I might know that guy, it's okay. There's no guarantee for me. So this ordinance is very broad. And I want you to consider, because I live right next to the Enterprise, and you guys let the Enterprise go there, and they park in front of my house for weeks and months on end. I had to put in a $10,000 driveway. So I pay taxes just like everybody else. I'm just hoping that you guys consider about this ordinance. 2 days is not enough.
Thank you for your comments.
Just to clarify.
Go ahead.
That aspect, like you just said.
Right.
That aspect of the code has not changed in this ordinance. The only thing in this ordinance that's changing, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that you are allowing those specific streets in the area around these boat ramps. You can park your trailer,
There.
correct?
Yeah.
But it's going to say that it's specific streets, not Pennsylvania Avenue.
Well, it's to supplement the parking around the boat ramps.
Yes.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Wendy Vaca, 601 Sunny Avenue. I just want to get some clarity. I'm a little confused hearing everybody talk and whatever. I have a boat. I park it in my driveway. My son comes to visit a couple times during the summer. He has a boat. He has a little 18-foot boat. He usually parks it out front of my house with the car and the trailer for the weekend. takes it in and out, parks it there overnight. Does he need a permit?
No.
So 2 days, if he visits me,
It's not for, you don't need a permit. You don't need a permit. You don't need a permit if you live on Pennsylvania Avenue to park your boat. If the trailer is less than 22 feet.
Okay.
You didn't need a permit before.
All right.
That's always been the same. There's only, the permits are being required on the streets that are in close proximity or right on, as Broadway is. Permits are required so that people don't come into Kennedy Park, dump their boat, pull out, and park on Broadway.
I understand.
That's what the permits are for.
Okay.
They're limited to those streets.
I just wanted to be sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Tom, do you mind just reading those streets again that was specifically with the permits, just so everybody can hear? One second, Bill, I just want to make sure we get clarity on the streets that are...
Broadway. Bay Avenue, George Street, Annie Avenue, Summers Avenue.
I see it there.
Oh, but just for the
Yeah, I
folks
got it.
that were
Not a
before
problem.
you. Go ahead, sorry.
Bill Collins, 814 Bay. The ordinance 10, it's going to be enforced by code enforcement officer? Lisa, whereas the city code enforcement has recommended such as, but, so is he the enforcement agency on this particular?
Police can write a
The
ticket.
police can write a ticket also.
Okay, they can. Is it the permit, is it going to be affixed to any certain place on the trailer, the tongue, the
It would be on the...
fender, if it has a fender?
It would be on the driver's side, rear fender, if the, like, or the piece that's across the back there, on the driver's side. So it's visible as it's being parked on that side.
Visible.
Had a permit system before. The
Yep.
permit went on the driver's side,
Right.
rear of the trailer.
If it had the well, right?
Yeah. Don't know what goes
Yeah,
on.
some of them do.
This is not a new system. This is an old system that we once used before.
Right, yeah. Well, I think it's good that the police, because the bulk, I think, of the traffic will be weekends throughout the summer. And I think, the code enforcement individual probably isn't here. And I know Mr. Smith read this before, but under Section 1, 3B and D, let me just read that out. It says, "No boat trailer or trailer of any type with a length exceeding 22 feet shall be permitted to be parked upon any street, alley, right-of-way at any time within the city of Summers Point," period. Now it says down here, but, then it goes, "No boat trailer regardless of size, whether or not hooked up to a motor vehicle, shall be parked in any lot or any property owned by or maintained by the city of Summers Point, or on any of the following streets without an attached sticker." So one said it wasn't permitted, this one says it is permitted with a sticker. Is that a conflict, or is that?
I believe you're reading that wrong. It's, all we did was C was included trailers of any type.
Right. But I'm saying B and D.
Now we're saying that if you have a boat trailer that is larger than 22 feet, come down, dump your boat in Kennedy Park, your trailer is 24 foot, you need a permit to be parked on Broadway. If you're under 22 feet, you need a permit to be parked on Broadway.
But it says
Nobody does.
regardless of size, it says.
Yeah.
So it could be over 22 or under 22.
Yeah, that's why I just was indicating, yeah.
Okay, so basically, B is no longer in effect, it's picked up by D. Is that what you're saying?
No.
On Broadway, they can't park there unless they have a permit.
Okay, Broadway, Bay Ave, George.
Right.
I think
Those streets, those
one's de-
specific streets.
One's dealing with streets.
Right.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Right.
The other one's just public
Right.
roadways.
As long as they have the permit.
Yeah.
All right. And we talked earlier about one-day passes, and I think you're working on that.
Did you-
There is none.
There is none.
There is none.
There is none.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
on the resolution.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You like playing music, don't you?
I do like playing music.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Curtis Dilks, Miss Marina, 910 Bay Ave. Now, Pat says it's customer friendly. What about business friendly? You know, myself, Summers Point Marina, customers come in, just like any other marina. You go to Merritt Ave, I went by there this morning. Merritt Ave is from the Bay Avenue back, all boats. Customers come, drop their boats off. I don't believe Merritt Marinas own Merritt Ave, because that goes back to the condos. Gull Ave, same thing. People come, drop their boats off, you grab with the forklift, and you roll it into the shop. That's what's gonna happen at our place. That's what happens every day. They drop their boat off, we're working, we're busy, then we go out and we pick the boat up and bring it in the yard, work on it, and then the customer takes it. We either put it in the water for them and they take the trailer away, but there's a time lapse where that trailer is in front of our business, you know? What happens there?
Here's the reality of life. Unless someone calls the police to complain, like Tom Smith, who lives on Broadway and sees a 40-foot trailer parked out there and calls the police, no one's really gonna bother. So if someone's trailer is dropped out there for 2 hours, it is so unlikely. We are complaint-driven
I
in
have
connection with code enforcement. We are complaint-driven in connection with the police. It isn't like the police are out looking to nab at people. So if someone's got a trailer that's there for a limited period of time, I highly, highly doubt, an officer is going to write a ticket.
Yeah, but now they have the choice that they can.
They have that choice now. They can write tickets wherever they want.
You have
No.
2 days to have the trailer there.
Under 22 feet.
You don't hear what he's saying, all right? I bet you, if you check with the court, I bet you our police officers haven't written a parking ticket in a year, if not longer. We don't have manpower out enforcing this stuff unless a resident calls us and says, hey, I got this boat trailer's been sitting out here for 3 days, then we have to deal with it. We're not looking for things to come out and issue citations on. We're putting an instrument in there that when a resident calls, we can deal with it.
So when residents calls, oh, you got trailers out in front of Smith Marina, Summers Point Marina, and then you have a young cop that comes down that doesn't know any of us.
Right now, we don't have any young cops. Yeah. Well, maybe young compared to us up here.
Correct.
Yeah, but not what we call youngsters.
We looked on our books,
Yeah.
I'd say 70% of our customers are coming from Pennsylvania for our boat sales. Then we have people coming from Connecticut, North Jersey, which I don't know why you come from Connecticut to Summers Point, but they do, you know? And they launch their boat, and then sometimes they have their truck and trailer on the street, and then instead of driving back to Pennsylvania to take the trailer home, they want to enjoy it an hour or two, you know what I mean? So then that trailer is going to be sitting on the street like it's done the last 70 years, and then somebody writes a ticket, and now I got an unhappy customer.
Only if somebody calls.
At least somebody's called.
Yeah, and I lived on Summers Avenue for 20 years. I had boat trailers parked out in front of my house and everything else, and the only time anyone ever called the police is when it sat there for a length of time. I mean, do you remember anybody coming down and ticketing any boat trailers or anything that were sitting on Summers Avenue? And Summers Avenue only has parking on one side. There is a big deficit for parking on that street. I mean, everybody in the Bayfront accepts that in the summertime, you're dealing with crowds going to the bars, you're dealing with boat trailers. You know, and this is not put into effect to break residents' balls. This is put into effect to address a problem if one of the residents has it. Now, if you have a problem with one of the residents around there that it's gonna bust your stones, Can't do anything about that. That's where your public relations comes in with your business, that you have to do. But we don't have boat police to go around and police trailers or anything else. We're lucky we have enough cops to go out and do real cop stuff. You know?
True.
So, I mean, you're putting too much into this, but I'll tell you what I'll do. If this becomes a problem and affects your business, call me and we will address it here, and we will amend this if this causes a problem.
I mean, you read the Sentinel that you guys post out, or the city website, and it states no boat trailers without, it didn't say without the sticker or tag or anything. It just said no boat trailers on Bay Ave, no boat trailers on Broadway, and, for us, that's, yeah, I did read into it. That's a big,
Well, one of the
problem
things
for
is,
us.
I've been here
Point of
off and
order.
on, been
Yeah,
off
in
and on
3
for
minutes.
30 years.
I do,
I've always gotten complaints about boat trailers on Bay Avenue and stuff, and boats being blocking trailers when you're loading and loading. That's Summers Point in the summertime. The same way when we get complaints that, hey, there's loud music coming from the bars in the summertime. It's been that way forever. It's something that happens, but somewhere down the line, there are things that we need to address. And this is just a mechanism that gives, if there is a problem, that it gives us the ability to address it. It's not something we're going to go out.
I have to cut this off because it's far past 3 minutes, so thank you.
I'm sorry I used up my 3 minutes. I didn't
Thank you,
listen to-
thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, Gene, 2 Summers Avenue. We're a waterfront community, we're a boating community, it's in our DNA. I moved here because, in part, because I liked it. And we always had boat trailers, it's part of the charm, you know, of having it. But it doesn't always get charming, and as far as you don't have people running around, here's my notice of violation, because I parked my boat trailer in front of my house while I did spring make ready, and I had a small dump trailer with a load of mulch, so my wife and I could spread mulch. And I got my notice of violation, so I went to Mr. McBrien. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I was driving by and I saw them there, so I wrote you up." Now, that's one of the 5 notices of violation that I've gotten in the time I've lived here for 5 different things. But I don't want to believe people in Summers Point City Hall don't like me, but I sure do draw a lot of attention.
We got rid of Mr. McBrien.
Yeah, well, but you got another guy. At the same time that I got this, a neighbor who will remain unnamed had a boat trailer further down the street that sat there for a month. So there's selective enforcement, there's a lot of issues. But as Kurt Dilk said, there's trailers all the time. It's part of our community. We shouldn't be doing this. I understand sometimes there's problems, but I think we're going way overboard.
We're not really changing the trailer issue other than
Well,
protect people.
do I need a permit, a sticker to park my trailer in front of my house on Summers Avenue?
What size is your trailer? Tongue to
The 7,
tail light?
at the time, it was a 17-foot boat, it was 22-foot,
There, so you can park it there
2 nights.
You can still park it there 2 nights. That part of the ordinance never changed.
Well,
Never. We didn't mess with that.
yeah, but you sat here earlier and said we don't go looking for trouble and we don't mess with it, and I'm telling you, you do.
No, Mr. McBrien did. Al.
Right. Right, and what's the other guy's name, who decided that I had a site triangle violation. And I sent him 8 other site triangle violations, and none of them got fixed. But it's a boating community. It's just a bad idea, but you'll do what you want. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
But I think
I am Chris Sabatini, Summers Point Marina, 830 Bay. I agree with Gene Dobley and what Kurt Gump said. For a boating community, it's not very inviting, just asking for trouble.
Thank you. All right, not seeing any other,
Motion to close the public
Thank you.
portion.
second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're now closed for public comment on this ordinance. I have a motion and a second to adopt.
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Ordinance number 10 is now adopted. As we mentioned earlier, number 11 was pulled, so now we will go into resolutions.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, can I
Yes.
make a suggestion?
Yes, sir.
Can you bump number 106 up to be the first one that we deal with, because that has to do
Okay,
with the fees for the boat ramps, and I know there's people that have been asking about that.
okay. I don't think anybody has a problem with that, so let me first ask for a motion to open up for public comment. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
For
second.
resolutions. Yeah, second, please. You got a
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We are now open for resolutions only.
Okay. Maureen Helbig, 106 East Stalls. So I have a comment on Resolution 105. So I listened to Dr. Trocchi's presentation requesting consideration for a redevelopment plan for his proposed condo development on Gall Avenue, which is in the Historic District. So it was obvious to me that his presentation had nothing definitive. He presented a photograph of a building that looked like maybe it was taken from Architectural Digest. If I'm standing in the Shore Diner parking lot looking up at the mansion, I'm impressed that our city takes such pride and effort to preserve the oldest historic building we have in Atlantic County. And it's shocking to me that Dr. Trocchi presented a proposed building of such a scale and design that's incompatible with anything we have in the Historic District. It was also insulting to all the hardworking families in Summers Point that pay their full taxes to hear Dr. Trocchi ask that tax relief be considered for the buyers of his condos that he says will pay over $1 million for what he called second homeowners, using their place for a fraction of the year. So our hardworking people that are raising their families here have only one home, have to pay full taxes. I guess I just don't see the logic in why are we considering giving tax relief to someone who can afford $1 million home. It's their second home, and they're only going to come for the summer. So anyway, that's my opinion. But naturally, a substantial amount of specific information particular to his property will be necessary and hopefully available to the public prior to any decision made by council. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, please.
Motion to close the public portion
Have a
on
second,
resolutions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we are now closed for the public portion on resolutions. Madam Clerk, could you do resolution number 106 first, if you would, please?
Resolution number 106 of 2025, setting fees for the Summers Point boat ramps for the year 2025.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
could we have the clerk read the last two paragraphs of that, which says what the fees are?
Yes, please, thank you.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Summers Point that until further modification by the City Council, the fees of the City of Summers Point 2 boat ramps shall be set upon an annual use only and as follows. Veterans and Summers Point residents, $75 for an annual permit. Non-residents, $150 for an annual permit. Commercial operations and entities, $500 for 4 annual permits. Be it further resolved that any individual or entity that has already purchased a permit or a fob for the city's gate system for 2025 shall be given a credit for such monies expended.
Okay, thank you for reading that. All right, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Yeah, Council President, just for clarification, we talked about an annual fee of $75 and $150. That's for the year.
Yes.
That's not, if they buy it today, it's good till April of next year. It is?
No.
No, okay,
The way you phrased your question,
okay. It's only good for 2025, that's my
you
point.
start, you get a double-edged question.
I know, I just wanted to try to trick you up, that's all. No, but, yeah, it's for 2025, it's not a full calendar year, a full year. Because I thought I heard,
But going forward,
Who's on first?
but going forward, we can amend the fees to go on a calendar year.
We can change this, this is just a resolution. Gets in by Monday at noon, it's on the agenda for Thursday of that week, and it passes, and there you go, it's changed.
So we can change it.
but right now, as it stands,
Right.
it's for calendar year 2025.
Correct.
And in January of 2026, there has to be another one purchased.
Correct.
As it stands now.
As it stands.
Okay, that's fine. The only other question I have is the 4 stickers for commercial. How are we going to deviate or make it, see a difference between commercial versus regular? Are those commercial stickers going to be different?
That hasn't been exactly discussed. But there's been a push for some years because certain marinas pick up boats, drop boats off down there.
Right.
And if they're just dropping off someone's boat and leaving it there with a trailer, they get 4 stickers.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion that you should have, the commercial stickers should be different than the standard residential stickers. That's all.
That is something, how these stickers are gonna look, that's all administrative.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so-
I just wanted on the record that I would like,
Discussion on enforcement of any of this.
right.
First have to get
That's a whole different, enforcement's a whole different ballgame. I just want on record that I would like to see commercial stickers be different than that of residential stickers.
Yeah, I have a question for Tom. I didn't think the city was allowed to set 2 fees, one for Summers Point and one for,
Well, we do it for everything we do down at the park. If you want, I'll write a memo on this for you, but.
no, I don't need a memo.
It's consistent with how we charge people for use of the town already.
Well, I'm not against it. I just,
I didn't think so.
All right, any other comments?
I just wanted to ask Tom a question. Tom, who instructed you to do these ordinances and this fee schedule?
Excuse me?
Who instructed you to do what we just voted on and what we're going to vote on?
May I answer that, Mr. Smith?
I'm just asking you a simple question.
I was instructed to do ordinances and based upon the content of the prior ordinances,
You made the changes
took it-
necessary
I took it
to make
based
it work.
upon the colloquy that took place here
Okay,
at the last meeting. And we had to come up with something,
okay.
whether or not it's right.
And, I did ask Mr. Smith to do a lot of this work because when we had our city council meeting a few meetings ago, and I asked the question for input, felt like this would be a good way to go.
Okay, I'm just saying if you'd fess up and for the blame there, so it gets me off the hook. I'm the guy down the end.
I mean, it's,
I was going to say that letter you gave me, but
no, I don't.
I thought he drafted these.
I don't,
But you're on the hook
For voting.
With your vote, whatever you vote was gonna, you know.
Before
Oh, I know.
before we
Yeah,
vote,
so-
And I stand by my vote.
No, hey, me too.
Yeah.
may I finish?
Council President, I'll also be recusing myself from this vote, even though I do disagree with that, but
Could you,
Can
we have a little more information on why, I've never seen anybody recuse themselves.
May I?
on a
you can ask your solicitor here.
But, I mean, do you have any private interest in our vote?
I have no interest, I have no benefit, when, no matter what you do, whether you charge nothing or you
I'm
charge
just a little
$500,
confused on this.
doesn't matter.
May I finish?
Let's move on, please, doesn't
May I finish
matter.
my thought, please, before I was rudely interrupted up here? When I was putting this together, I asked Mr. Smith to do this. I've read a lot of the old resolutions, and there were fee-based resolutions in here. The last 4 years, we've had some difficulty collecting fees and things of that nature, and our costs were higher than our collection. So I felt that this was a way to try to get something in place, and it's going to be for this year. The way the ordinance, the way the resolution and the ordinances are written, you can go ahead and we can change this. But it is a start, and we will build on it, and that's why I did it, Mr. Garrity.
Sounds good.
Appreciate that, Mr. President.
Any other comments? Not hearing any other comments. Okay, I need to get a motion. Thank you.
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All right. So we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution 106 is approved.
104.
Let's go to 104.
Resolution number 104 of 2025, authorizing purchase on state contract, law enforcement firearms equipment and supplies.
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution 104 is approved. Madam Clerk, 105, please.
Resolution number 105 of 2025, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privilege communication regarding the status of potential development negotiations involving the property located at 939 Bay Avenue.
Before I ask for a motion on this, we will go into executive session. Coming out of executive session, I don't believe we'll be taking any action. People are willing, if you're willing and want to wait in the lobby, that's okay too, but I just want to let you know we don't think we'll be taking any action when we come out. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution number 105 is approved. We have already done 106. Let's move on to 107, please.
Resolution number 107 of 2025, resolution hiring Kate McKenzie for the role of part-time Recreation Board Secretary.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in
Can I
favor?
make one comment, if that's okay with you?
It's okay, Mayor.
Don't give me that look.
All right, Mayor, go ahead.
Actually, I think Kate McKenzie's going to do an excellent job in this position. She's already proved herself with her involvement with the PAL and the different activities that she's been able to put together. I think that she'll be, with the PAL, and I think that she's going to be a big asset. She's going to really help out the rec board. Yeah.
Any other comments? Not hearing any other comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution number 107 is approved. 108 was pulled. 109, we want to do the introduction on that?
Well, why don't you,
You want to read it first before you have?
well, no, actually, Bob, I'm just going to Bob up. Why don't you go to 109,
Yep. That's where we'll go.
make a motion, and then have him come up and talk.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would.
All right, so may I have a motion for, let's
So moved.
I'll read Resolution 109. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
Resolution 109 of 2025, recognizing April as National Autism Acceptance Month.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
And then ask Bob to
And
come up.
Bob, you want to come up and talk? Bob is a representative, I'm sure, and he's going to talk a little bit about this for us. Thank you, Bob.
Well, good evening. Bob Robertson, representing Shore Medical Center, 100 Medical Center Way. I just wanted to, this is a very important topic, autism awareness and acceptance. And a visit to the hospital is stress-filled for anybody. For a person with sensory difficulties, it's traumatic and it's terrifying. So it is, we've realized this. Back in 2021, we were the second hospital in New Jersey to establish a pediatric sensory room in our nice pediatric hybrid unit. It's got all the, it's got specially trained employees, communication tools to speak with the individuals, video and sound machines to calm, sensory toys, which we give to the patients as they leave, too. We don't keep them and recycle them. There's weighted blankets. All this is to make a calming effect, and it has been a tremendous success. And even people down in Delaware have heard about our sensory and have called because there's difficult sticks and blood draws, and they've come up from Delaware to have their blood drawn from nurses, at shore. Now, to that effect, we have two new initiatives. One is we're going to be starting April 28th. We're going to kick that off. That's the outpatient sensory treatment room. That's going to have the same kind of, sensory aids that, the inpatient pediatric does. But it's going to be a specialized parking space for those people. There'll be scheduled visits. So please get the word out. Like we're here to help because it is, inpatients bad enough, but blood sticks, it's really traumatic. So we're very proud of that initiative. Now, next month, we're going to have the adult pediatric initiative, and that's going to be in Bay 3, right in the adult ER. And that thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles, they're very big in autism awareness. They provided us a grant to pay for some of the costs there. The need was, children time out from being able to use peds. Well, they don't stop being autistic or other sensory issues. So we are going to create that. It's going to be a great addition. We're going to hard wall right off bays 1 and 2, and it's going to be a nice calming place within the adult ED. And we're continuing to look at what other services that we could provide these patients. The staff is very passionate about it, and to their credit, they know how to handle these issues, because in some cases, it could get chaotic, and in some cases, elbows flying, but everybody's aware of what these patients are going through, and they're very sensitive to those needs of the patients. I'm going to pass this out to you guys, and I'll pass it out to the public. Just, please get the word out. Because this is a service, and it's close to home. We're one of the few that do this, and I'm sure there's going to be others in the future that do it, because this is a much-needed service. So, thank you. Any questions?
So Mr. President, if I may, just another example of how fortunate we are to have such a fine facility, a Shore Medical Center in our community. And I do appreciate you, the hospital, recognizing the needs of those types of patients and what the challenges they are faced with, including, and obviously their families. And I hope that this resolution raises up that level of acceptance and awareness, for autism. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob, there was something you said, and I don't normally share this story because it's a tough one to share, but my oldest brother had cerebral palsy. He was born in 1945. At about 8 years old, he had spastic cerebral palsy. He fell through a window, and he had to have stitches. After that, he never spoke, and it was because of the care he didn't get, like the care your doctor got. So,
And the one family from Delaware, the parents were just as traumatized. It was a big deal. They were reaching out for help. They got treatment the first time, then they've been back ever since. So it's making a difference for these patients, and it's to be commended for all our good caregivers. And
We appreciate everybody down at the hospital, all the hard work you guys are doing for this.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Not having any other comments, before we vote on it, I'm going to ask Madam Clerk to read the whole resolution, if you would.
Sure.
Thank you.
Whereas autism is a lifelong neurological condition that affects how individuals perceive the world, communicate, and interact with others. And whereas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 1 in 36 children in the United States is diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, with varying degrees of challenges and strengths. And whereas individuals with autism contribute greatly to our communities through their unique perspectives, talents, and abilities. And whereas National Autism Acceptance Month, observed each April, aims to go beyond awareness to promote acceptance, inclusion, and appreciation of individuals with autism. And whereas fostering acceptance of individuals with autism encourages more inclusive practices in schools, workplaces, and communities, ensuring that people of all abilities are valued and supported. And whereas the City of Summers Point proudly supports the rights, dignity, and inclusion of individuals with autism and their families. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Summers Point recognizes the month of April as National Autism Acceptance Month and encourages residents to learn more about autism and to promote acceptance and inclusion in all aspects of community life.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No one is opposed. Thank you for that. Resolution number 109 is approved. Okay, now we're going to move on to the resolutions in the consent agenda. May I have a
Do we
motion?
have 110?
No, that was pulled.
Oh, you pulled
110 was
that,
pulled,
okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay.
May I have a motion for the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. The consent agenda is approved.
Did we do number 110?
No, 110 was pulled.
I questioned that, too.
Oh,
I said that earlier.
oh, okay, sorry, I missed it.
How about 110?
Mr. McGuigan. Okay, any old business? Not hearing any old business. Any new business? Not hearing any new business. Mr. Frost. Oh, did you have something?
I just forgot something. No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to leave anybody out.
No.
Mr. Frost, discussion of bills, please?
Certainly, yes. This evening, we have a bill list in the amount of $865,597.01.
Okay.
One.
Public portion, may I have a motion to open up for public portion?
I'll make that
moved.
motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We are now open for public session. Take your time,
Good for
Pat.
you, Pat.
Take your time.
Keep them knees greased up.
You okay?
Yes.
All right.
Patricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road. All right, some of this is for the record, and I just want to inform you. Last night was a wonderful night at Mexicula. It was celebrating from the Summers Point Business Association. They celebrated 123rd birthday of the city of Summers Point. There was maybe 60 to 75 people there. It was excellent, and like to thank everybody who put it on, because I was really impressed. I'm telling you the truth, and I wish more people would attend. Janice Johnson was there, Mike Owen was there, there were some other people there, and it was excellent and very good. Okay, that's that one. Now, the Socorro Foundation gave a donation to the Arts Committee, and the Arts Committee appreciates it very much, and I want that in the record too, because that was a very good charitable thing to do. Mr. Greg Socorro gave, out of a foundation that his family has, gave our Arts Committee a check. Okay, I would like you to as this meeting is tonight, and you see the hurt and the strain on the marinas in this town, I would like you as council to invite them and have a talk and see how you can make things better. It's either going to be a fishing-friendly town, or it's not. You get a bad reputation like that overnight. So I think you should make that a priority, because these fishermen like fishing. It's strenuous when you have to come down, put the boat in the water, take it out, how tired you are, this and that, whatever. So I think you should pay attention to that, okay? Then the lot for the trailers that the fishermen have. Weren't we talking one time about, isn't there a lot over by Public Works and back at Josie Kelly's parking lot or something? Can you look into that?
That's Gregory's old lot, right?
No, she's talking about the lot right behind Josie Kelly's. That was purchased by the people that own the property on Route 52.
Okay.
If you're looking
Yeah, I
at
got
Public
it.
Works, the one
Yeah,
to the left.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then we have the old Gregory's lot to the right.
Yeah. Well, look around and see, I don't know what you can do for these fishermen, but I'd like to see you do something. I really would, because it's a 3-month business, and you don't realize how much money they bring into town. They do bring a lot of money into town, I'm telling you. When are these stickers going to be available? And how are the people going to know for the trailers and everything? Tomorrow or next week or when?
We're going to shoot for, Jason, May 1st. I'd like to have the stickers available, and we'll get the postings out there on the website and communicate with people about how they can go ahead and procure them.
Probably about 10 days or something?
Yeah, well, around the 1st of that.
Okay.
Give us a little bit of time. Takes a little bit to get them printed up, and we have to have some signage done so that the signage is at the ramps so people know exactly what to do.
All right, and also Avalon, the city of Avalon, got $83,000 grant to put a trail in. I think they have these dunes or whatever for impaired people so that they can come out and enjoy themselves. So that was a big grant, $83,000. I wanted you to know that. And what is this RFP? I don't know where it is here. For marina operations. Reauthorizing RFP for marina operations. What is that?
This is the second go-round on the RFP to operate our marina down there. The first one, there was no takers, Jason, am I correct? So you're going out based on statute, I think it's the right term. Second time, you have to go out for a second time.
Request for permission, that's the acronym.
Request for proposal.
Right.
Is what we're going out for again. You have to go out twice if you didn't get anything the first time around.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. May I have a motion to close?
We got somebody
I'm
coming
sorry.
up again.
You gotta get
I was
behind, you
waiting.
can't get behind Pat, I can't see you there.
Courtesy. Bill Collins, 814 Bay. When Madam Clerk read the Resolution 106, am I correct in saying that there's three fees? Resident fee for the boat ramp at $75, $150 for non-resident, and $500 for commercial/haulers.
Correct.
Is there any accommodation for using the ramp on a daily basis?
No.
All right, I think we're leaving a lot of money on the table. I would ask council to figure this out. I know we got the machine set up, we got the gates. My understanding are the gates do work. We have some issues with the credit cards, but the one there at Route 52 will take the credit card. I think we have a great opportunity there. And we really should look into it, okay? Especially as taxes keep going up, it's a way to offset them a little bit, whatever the number is. I know there were some projections at $64,000 previously. And I know Mr. Falkenstein even gave numbers much higher than that. I think we need to look at daily basis on that too. Does anybody know exactly, we're talking about some issues, are there any more problems with the gates? I don't know if Jason knows the answer to that, or. They're still not working? Well, are we going to get somebody to look at the gates to see if they're working? I mean, my guess is even if you have a,
Yeah, we're going a different way right now with the decal system. Again, I said that we're gonna look at different things potentially down the road. This is to get through this year.
okay, decal system, key fobs, you still got to open the gates. So if you get a key fob because you have a permit or a sticker, fine, but you still got to open the gates.
We
They have to
The gates
work.
are open.
The gates are open.
They're not going to close.
I know that, they've been open for years, I know that.
Yeah, they're going to stay open.
They're gonna be open.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that down the road, we don't do
I
something
mean,
different.
I mean, we need to figure it out. I mean, can anybody come up with a solution?
Yeah, stickers.
I did.
All right, stickers, okay, but again, the daily, the boater for the weekend, the daily boater, in and out, all the time.
Well, maybe they'll make
I
it up
mean,
with the
I
police.
mean, you heard
doing
how
the
many people
tickets.
come in at Summers Point Marina and the other marinas just want to use it for the weekend. They put it on the rack.
Yeah, we're gonna. Okay. Thank you. Did they see anybody? Okay, can we-
Motion to close the public portion.
Have a second, please? Second. All in favor of closing the public portion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We're closed for public comment.
5-minute recess.
All
Oh,
right,
no.
we need to pay the bills. May I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
I'll make that
May I
motion.
have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Please go ahead and, Mr. Frost, and pay the bills. Do we have any more comments for the governing body? If not, we're going into executive session. And then when we come out of executive session, we're not looking to take any action. If you want to wait in the lobby, we'll come out and get you. We'll take a 5-minute break. Thank you.